Hey friend, Kiera here from tribetable.org. Today I want to talk to you about how to create a simple but organized plan for your next fundraising event using Asana. So first off, what is Asana? Asana is a project management tool that I'm 100% obsessed with. It's crazy easy to use, whether you're planning on your own or with a team. It has a really clean looking layout and it's really colorful and pretty, which is great for how my brain works. And best of all, it can be free. If you want to find out more about what Asana is and how it can change how you plan your fundraiser forever, be sure to check out my video on that, which is linked in the description below. Cool, so now that we know what Asana is and how it can change your life, let's dive into how to set it up. So the first thing that you want to do is create an account. So go to asana.com and register. So once you're in, you'll see all these really cool features that it has. I won't go into all of them here, but I will cover a few of the really important ones as we get going. Okay, so if you're logging in for the very first time, Asana might prompt you through how to create a new project and get started, and it has this tutorial for you. If you want to follow along with that, that's great, but you can also feel free to skip the tutorial for now and go along with this video. So first things first, so to create a new project, what you're going to do is click on this plus sign in the upper right hand corner and choose project from the drop down. Okay, so go ahead and click on the blank project and it will take you to the details page. Here you can add the name of the project, and since I have so many events with my client work, I always name my events with the dates first and then the name of the event so I can put them in order on my calendar and I can see them in order on my favorites list. This is a great system to use if you end up putting more than one event in Asana or if you have a bunch of projects that you use it for, but you can also just use the name of your event and the year for now. And you can go ahead with something like Annual Gala 2020. Next, go ahead and choose the list view. I think that this is easier for teams to start with, and you want to make sure that it's also public so that everyone that you add to your general team can actually see the project. And then go ahead and click Create. Okay, so now if you go back to your home page, you'll see that the project is listed under your team section. I have mine closed, so you don't see it there, but you'll be able to see it on your screen. You can also add a bunch of different teams and give people access to different projects, which is really cool if you have more than one thing going on. Okay, but back to your event specifically. So go ahead and click on your project and you'll see a bunch of blank lines pop up next to it here. This is where you're going to add all of your main tasks or parent tasks. If you watch my video on creating a fundraising event plan in Google Sheets, this is a similar process. If you and your team do happen to prefer Google Sheets, go ahead and check out that video in the description below. But I do love doing this in Asana because it ends up looking so clean in the end, and I think it's just much easier for teams to use. Okay, so for your tasks, what you're gonna do is you're gonna brainstorm all the major tasks that you can think of that you have to do for your event. Just write anything down that comes to mind. I have a couple examples for you, so let me pull those really quick. Okay, so here are a couple examples of main tasks. So maybe for your event, you have to reserve a venue so that you can actually lock in a date. You hire a caterer, you make sponsorship asks, you have to make all of your promotional materials, and then you have to set up your website so that you can sell tickets and actually make money, right? So all those things, anything you can think of, just dump it in there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add subtasks now. So go to one of your main tasks and you can click anywhere on the bar here. And another section is gonna pop up to the right side of your screen. So once you see that, you can click on the little icon on the top that looks like two little bullets, or you can click right where it says subtasks and you can start typing. And again, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go ahead and write down every little thing that happens to make that main task happen. Just go down the list, do a brain dump of everything that you can think of that's related to that specific task. And again, I have a list here, so let me just pull one of those as an example. Okay, awesome. So now you have all of your main tasks and you have all of your subtasks and then you can start putting them in order. So you can move subtasks and tasks the same way. You can click on one and you see you can just kind of move it around. Or you can click on multiple tasks or multiple subtasks and move them at the same time, which is a really cool feature too. This is one of the features that I love the most about Asana because it makes it so easy for teams while they're actually planning, so things can get shifted around, right? Because deadlines change, what you do changes from day to day. And so you're able to move all these things around, and you'll notice that with your subtasks, they're always with that main task. So it doesn't matter where you move it, the subtasks are always going to be stuck to it, which is really amazing. And that's a huge benefit over trying to do it in a Google Sheet. Now that you have your tasks and all your subtasks, it's time to add in due dates. Go ahead and pull out your calendar so that you can see all the holidays that are coming up, the dates for any other major projects you have. Maybe there are other organizations that are like yours and they have similar events with similar audience, right? So if they have a date that's booked, you want to make sure that your event's not on the same date as theirs. Go ahead and pull out a calendar so that you can see all that stuff. And what I like to do is I actually start at the end of my list. So let's say that this was the very last task for my entire list, and it's like the stuff that's happening day of. You can go ahead and put your event date on that, and then just work your way backwards up the list. And as you're doing this, you really want to think about how long things are realistically going to take you personally, your team, and also your organization as a whole. So there's one time for how long something takes to create, but how long does it actually take to get approved, right? So things like that you want to build into your plan also so that you can actually stay on track. To add a due date, go to the task and scroll over to the due dates column. If you're inside the task, you can do the same thing from the top button, and you can just change the date really easily. So go ahead and assign due dates to all of your main tasks. I like to give due dates to the subtasks too, but you can kind of do those as you're going. All right, so you have all your tasks, your subtasks, you have your due dates. Now it's time to spread the love. This is where you get to assign people to help you, which is amazing. Please get some help. Please do not plan this by yourself. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is actually add your team members to your project. So you're gonna go to the top of the page and click share. And you can put in someone's name or email, but I recommend putting in their email so that they get regular notifications. And you can go in there and you can change what kind of notifications they get. You know, I like to take some of them out just because people don't really need them. But you wanna make sure that people are going to get the notifications that are about their tasks, when their stuff is due, and especially if they're late. And this is amazing because what this means is you are not hurting cats. Asana is automatically sending emails to people, letting them know what they're supposed to do and when. All right, so now that we have people added into the project as a whole, now you can start assigning them to specific tasks. So same thing as the due dates, go to the assignee column next to the task. It's that little person icon. You're gonna click on that and you can start typing in someone's email address or their name, and then the list will show up in a drop down. So you just go ahead and click their name and you're done. The cool thing about this is you can have one person in charge of having a task be done, so they can be kind of the manager of that task. But in the subtask, you can have a bunch of different people helping out with that. So one person doesn't have to finish a whole task. They can kind of divide it into a smaller team. All right, and then once you've done all that, you've done the major work, so you can go ahead and add in descriptions if you want. Maybe you have files that you want to link to specific tasks. You can add it on there so that it stays with your project plan every single year. Just go ahead and pop all that stuff in. And once a task is done, you can just click the checkbox here. You can click a subtask, and that's it. Really quick, let's go over a couple really cool features. So for visuals, I like to only show incomplete tasks because I want to know what still needs to get done. But you can filter Asana however you want to. So you can show everything. You can go to completed only if you're trying to see what was accidentally marked as completed, but it's not, and you want to find it again, or you could just keep showing everything the entire time. It's really awesome that you can just filter by whatever you want. If you want to see only the tasks that are assigned to you, you can go ahead into My Tasks in the upper left-hand corner. And let's say you're more of a calendar person as opposed to a list person. They actually do have a calendar view here so that you can click on that and go back and forth. And the cool thing about this is every single person can kind of customize what they're seeing in Asana without messing it up for everybody else. So if you switch your Asana account to calendar view, other people can still be on list view if that works for them. And this is why I love Asana so much, because you can see that they really did think about all the different ways that people's brains work and putting that into an effective plan. Okay, cool. So there you have it. That's how you can create an amazing fundraising event in Asana. I hope you can see how awesome this is for you and your team. Now, to up-level this, when your event is over, and this is the most epic reason to have a project plan in the first place, you now have a complete template of everything you need to do next year. So you really only have to make a couple tweaks, update the dates and the due dates, and then you can start going in minutes. So yeah, project plans can be a lot of work up front, but I promise you this will pay off 1,000%. So after this video, now that you know how to make your own, let's say that you're still struggling with figuring out how you're going to have the time to do all this and actually put one of these together, I got you. I have a done for you project plan template that's 400 plus tasks of everything that you and your team need for a successful fundraiser. It's full of all the stuff that people forget about and ends up driving them crazy at 3 o'clock in the morning. This is called the Ultimate Fundraiser Project Plan, and it's a detailed Google sheet that you can upload directly into Asana, and you can actually start using it with your team in 15 minutes or less. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description below and grab your copy. All right, so thanks again for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it was helpful. If you want to hang out with me or have any questions, feel free to check me out at tribetable.org. Until next time, happy fundraising.